What is going on, you guys? This is Pam with 2200 Taps. Hey, listen, this episode is going to be really unique, and I'm going to tell you right now, if you have kids in the car, I don't usually do disclaimers, but I'm going to do one on this one. If you have kids in the car, if you have people that are very sensitive to a lot of the stuff that we talk about, go on ahead and find another episode that you might think is a little more suitable. But if you're ready to go, I would encourage you to really stick with us on this episode. My next guest, he is a survivor of a suicide attempt. So his speech is very, very slurred. But between myself, him, and his wife, we did our best on this episode to really bring his story out for you guys. So it's about a half hour or so. Stick with us. A lot of just really, a really good takeaway from this entire episode. So even if you feel like you're getting lost in the episode, stick with us. We're going to absolutely do our best to make sure that we help you guys understand what he is saying. So with that, get ready for this episode. Here we go. Well, what is going on, everybody? It is your girl Pam with 2200 Taps. It's been a little while since I've checked in with you guys, but I've been super busy with my school and nonprofit ribbon cutting ceremonies and all this fun stuff. So we are back, and we are changing the game right now because my guest right now, he is an Army veteran. But most importantly, I brought him on the show because he is a suicide attempt. He's a survivor, guys. And we've had a couple of people on the show that have attempted and survived, and we've heard their stories. This gentleman, his name is Roy Oddball Williams, and I am joined with him and his amazing wife tonight. And the reason I have her as well is because she is very much part of him overcoming what he's gone through. And Roy, more specifically, if you can see him on the Zoom call, he does have some facial just things that messed him up after he attempted. And we're going to talk more about what happened. So his speech is a little slurred, but between the three of us, we are going to rock this. We are going to get his story out to you guys because that's what's important here. And somebody needs to hear this. So I am joined today by Roy and his beautiful wife, Tracy. Thank you guys so much for being here today. And guys, if there's a delay, they've got a little bit. They're out in the country, and sometimes there's a delay right now. So we're gonna work through this. All right, thank you guys for joining us.
There you go. Thank you for having us.
Absolutely. So I want to get started. Roy, I met you through Carrie Ann and Josh with Valor Ranch, and didn't really get to know you until just this past Saturday playing music by the fire, and kind of talked a little bit. And you guys, what was that?
Okay. You have a beautiful voice and it's very talented.
Oh, thank you. I say I'm not a singer, but I can definitely hold a note. And I think between all of us, we did a pretty damn good job drinking and singing and having fun. So that's what it's about, right? But thank you for that. So I want to dive right in, Roy. And Tracy, please help me, translate because it's kind of hard to hear him already. But if we kind of have hiccups or something, maybe you can help clarify some of the stuff he's saying on his end for myself and the listeners. But Roy, if you can hear me, I know we're cutting in and out. What is your story? When did it all start? How, there you guys are. So your story, what ultimately led you to your suicide attempt? What was your story?
The suicide attempt was kind of a culmination of bad things. I mean, I came home from Desert Storm kind of irritated.
He said he came home from Desert Storm kind of irritated, guys.
The days had started to maybe once or twice a week. But I remarried. Me and that woman had a bad motorcycle wreck. I died in it. It was a motorcycle wreck. Broke my leg.
So
They,
so
they got me back.
your wife passed away. You were in a motorcycle wreck. They got you back. So you passed away in a wreck and they brought you back?
I died twice in that
You
wreck.
died twice in that wreck. Okay.
More than
Jeez.
6 times they were dead. You know, I mean, no death, no heartbeat. But, anyway, that woman left. Then after she got a big settlement, and I couldn't work, and I just got really depressed.
You got really
You know,
depressed?
and it was really,
Okay. He said he got really depressed after his wife died, his motorcycle accident, come back home from Desert Storm. Okay. So you got very depressed, and then what happened?
I got depressed. I was all alone day after Thanksgiving 4 years ago.
The day after Thanksgiving 4 years ago. That's
The
when.
only gun I had in the house was old Russian Nugget, a 7-6 feet by 5'4". I got a 30-06. Is that 23? Oh, okay. I sat down here on the top.
That's where you put the rifle?
I pulled the trigger.
Right under your.
Right there.
He's pointing to right under his chin, guys. Okay. And for those that can't see, but you're gonna see it if you're on YouTube watching this, he is pointing right now to a picture frame on his wall behind him, and he framed the bullet hole from his exit wound. And that's what he's pointing to. So you sent me.
It exit right here.
Wow, it came out of the front of his face.
And come out there.
So it came out, it went under your chin, and it came out in between your eyes and went straight back to the wall.
Exactly.
Okay, so I got to explain this to my listeners because not everybody can see you, but guys, get on YouTube, watch this video, and watch what he's talking about. This is intense. I mean, this is intense, man. So you said in your note to me that when it happened, your glasses flew off. You saw it happening. They blew off.
It caught right there, and I spoiled it. And I thought, ain't that some stuff?
Ain't that some shit? You can curse. It's okay.
I thought, what the fuck? Ain't that some shit?
Ain't
That's
that some
all is my glasses all the way. And when I finally figured out that I wasn't dead, I thought, well, that didn't work like I thought it would. I guess I got to call 911. And I said, 28 minutes, 11 seconds. On the line with the poor woman, I had no chin. Everything, my nose was right over to the side, hanging down. And I was thinking, I could talk.
So you just said, and I'm going to repeat it, that when you realized you weren't dead, you called 911 and you were on the phone with the operator for over 28 minutes and 11 seconds. And that's how long it took for them to try to understand you because your face was blown open. You had no jaw. That's what.
Well, pretty they couldn't understand what I was saying. And in my mind, I'm thinking, I'm talking clear, but the only way they found me was the prison line called in and gave my address.
Wow.
That's the only way that they found where I was.
The only way they found where you were is a friend of yours called in and gave them your address.
Correct.
Oh, okay.
And we live in the rural part of the Metroplex, and they don't have the cell phone pinging at the line out where we are. So they had to wait until they got the address. And
Wow.
I just didn't want to do that, but I didn't want to just like read to death. Too slow.
So he said he's in an area where they couldn't ping his phone because they're so remote that the only way that they found him was his friend that gave him the address.
I just didn't want to do that. And a friend that I had reconnected with from high school kind of took me in, and it was through her I met God. See, I had no transportation, and she was going to sell me a car.
Sorry, guys, the internet keeps going in and out.
And Carrie Ann helped me immensely.
Carrie Ann helped you.
And I thought that stories like that.
That's how you met Tracy? So to back up, guys. Yeah, so to back up, his friend Josh and his wife Carrie Ann, who are now the founders of Valley Ranch, helped you get on your feet. And in the process, Tracy came in to help, and that's how y'all met. So, Tracy, can you hear me okay?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So I want to ask you real quick, Roy, I'm gonna shift gears to your beautiful wife over here. What was the first interaction with Roy, and what was that like for you? And what was it about him that just attracted you to him and wanted to? When did you know, like, I want to be with him? Like, what did that look like for you? What was that encounter like? Oh no.
Well, I had read a post that there was a vet in need, and when I saw his address, I realized it was right next door to me. So my intention was take over my phone number. If he gets suicidal or if he needs anything, I'm right next door. And I thought it for a long time, but he kept inviting me over and cooking for me, even though he had a feeding tube. He is the most amazing cook. And he kind of suckered me in. He is an amazing man. He has an amazing car. He's an amazing cook.
Oh.
You cannot love him most of the time.
Most of the time. he's still a grunt, so I mean it's all good. Okay, so hello, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. I tell you, we're gonna truck through this. We're gonna make it work.
Okay.
So, so what? Now that you're here, Roy, and you're sharing your story with other people, what would you tell people that are ready to just end it? They're just like, I can't do this anymore. I'm done. What would you tell them? And Tracy, please, you can help me out here if we need help.
You know, I had resources available. You know, there were several people that I could have contacted that night that I failed to. I failed myself. I failed my friends. I failed my family. I just didn't want to be here. I think the biggest thing, the best thing anyone can do is get involved with something you enjoy and keep a tight network of support. And don't be afraid to use that support. Don't think that you're
He said he had a bunch of connections, guys, and he failed to use them. He said that if you're thinking about doing it, the biggest thing is to get involved with people and get your support. Get involved with something, right?
exactly.
Yeah.
Communication. Communication is there's always somebody to talk to. You know, talk it out. You know, you don't know.
Don't try to handle it yourself. Don't try to handle it yourself.
Don't try to handle it
And
yourself.
don't think that it is
You're not alone.
don't think yourself strong to handle it, because sometimes no matter how strong you think you are, sometimes you find rock bottom. You know.
Yeah. Yeah. He said don't try to handle it on your own. And when you hit rock bottom, I mean, you will hit rock bottom. Just we can't do this alone. You're absolutely right.
Oh.
It is, as far as somebody on the other side, me bringing my phone number over and telling him I was there is way, way, way out of my comfort zone. Something I would have never normally done. And look what happened.
Look where it landed you.
I have the most amazing husband. He's alive.
No.
So, you know, don't be afraid to talk to someone.
Exactly. I mean, I was stunned, seriously, in my experience, and I'm not irritate a few people, but civilians are idiots.
There you go. It's too cute. Oh, man.
Well, one of the things that I had to learn after leaving the Army was there in the civilian world, camaraderie, brotherhood, compassion is lacking in the civilian world. And it just totally amazed me when Tracy comes as beautiful as she is, come over and gives me her phone number and say, call me if you need me. You know, I was shocked.
Yeah, he said
You know?
the camaraderie and things that we have in the military, it's not, it lacks in the civilian world. So when his wife, now wife, gave him his phone number, it just shocked him. So
Yeah.
that's amazing.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Look at that
Yeah.
smile. Oh God. Y'all are too cute.
Make me
Hey, if you don't cry once on this show, we're not doing something right. So it's totally cool. Well, I I'm glad we got really down and straight to the point right out the gate. And I don't want to take up too much more of your time.
I just,
What are you flirting with your wife in front of me? What are you doing? Well, we've done a great job tonight. I think we've done a great job. We got everything we need. How do you feel about that?
I feel blessed.
Well, I
Feel blessed.
you are.
I mean, I hope that's beyond belief. I hope that at least one person gets something from there and don't try to go it alone. And hang in there, because the world needs it. The world needs it.
You're making me cry, dude. You're seriously making me cry. Oh shit. This is good. This is good. This is what it is, right? Oh, hang in there. Don't give up because the world does need it. The world needs you.
It- I'm not Christian, but I am a believer. And the Creator put everyone here for a reason. Don't waste it. Don't waste it.
Don't waste it.
Find your believer. You know? And help yourself as well as much as you can and treat yourself good. Don't give up. You're worth it.
Damn it, Roy. I can't do this, man. Oh God. Oh, I love you, man. I haven't really spoken to you a lot, but I thank you for sharing that. And to see a man with your story in particular saying, "Don't waste it.
Exactly.
Don't waste it." That hits pretty hard for me. And thank you,
Thank you very much.
of course, of course. I think we're good to wrap up. Are you good with that?
I'm good.
All right. I'm gonna tell my listeners bye bye, but y'all stay on, okay? All
I got
right.
you.
Well, guys, this was a short and sweet episode. Probably the one I've cried the most on so far as a host. But I know it was hard at times to understand Roy. We did our best to really, tell you what he said. And I hope you took away something from this episode. And here's the deal, man. If this episode was really hard to understand, you need to understand that is the consequence of a decision he chose to make almost 4 years ago. But you know what? He, instead of sitting in it and being afraid to share his story because people can't understand him, he is sitting right here in front of me and he is sharing it. And we are teaming up to make sure his story gets told to you guys so you guys can understand it and see this man who once thought the life wasn't worth living. And here he is telling you, don't waste it. So you guys, don't waste it. I'll see you in the next episode. Well, yeah, I just kind of speechless right now, you know, when you think about everything. So I'm just glad you're here. I'm glad you're sharing your story. I'm glad you've got your beautiful wife with you. I'm glad you've got one hell of a support unit around you. And you'll always, always, always have people willing to fight for you, and you too, Tracy, because even as the spouse of somebody who's done this, you know, there's still a lot of just emotion around it. And no, you've got a lot of support around you, you know.
I realize that now.
A lot. And I am blessed to know you guys. That's for sure.